This is the Bear Country Outdoors Barely a Podcast. I'm your host, Doug Joyce, and with me is James Forsland and Chris Cantrell. Thanks for joining.
It's podcast night, everybody. We are back. It is the spring. Spring is in the air. We are all getting ready for some spring hunts coming up. I know turkey just opened, and
Spring
Bear
yeah.
opened in Montana.
Yeah.
Did it open in Idaho too?
I think it opened in Idaho too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting jacked. Me and James are going over to Montana here in May. Looking forward to that.
Possibly Idaho. We'll
Yeah.
see how the hunt goes. And Chris, you are getting ready like this week to head out to
Argentina.
Super jelly.
Yeah.
Argentina.
If you don't know where Argentina is at, because I didn't when I booked the tickets, and I thought, why in the hell is it taking me 20 hours to get to this place? It's all the way down on the bottom.
It's at the bottom of South America.
It's like the white part, which is Antarctica.
Yeah.
And
Just
then-
up from that.
And then you're like, right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought it was going to be really hot there.
Yeah.
I hope it's hot.
Is it going to be hot?
I don't. On the map, it's only like that far.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked when I looked at it.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
So you're going to be
down
on
there.
polar bear and
Polar bear.
Let's just put it this way. There are penguins in Argentina.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Macaroni penguins?
I didn't.
Yeah, the ones that you see on Happy Feet.
Yeah.
I didn't see the price list on those, but
On a penguin. How much for your best emperor penguin?
let's be honest here, boys. I would, if they gave me an opportunity to blast a penguin, I'm blasting a penguin.
I wonder what penguins taste like.
Dude, I bet you they'd be so disgusting.
All they eat is fish.
Yeah. Yeah, they're meat, but they eat fish. They gotta taste gross.
Like a merganser, but like
oh,
on
dude,
crack.
yeah,
Merganser.
Ugh.
The fish duck.
And I've eaten a merganser too.
I have
yeah.
too.
And they're terrible.
Yeah.
That is one duck I will not stand up for the taste.
I'm surprised you even put the effort into eating one.
Oh, dude.
My dad would make me cook everything that I killed, and I killed mergansers because I wanted to get a limited ducks when I was younger, and he made me cook them. I'm like, I'm not shooting these things anymore.
Or on a slow day, right?
Oh yeah,
Especially when you're young, you're just like, oh,
well,
dude,
and they're cool looking ducks.
When you have the motto, it flies, it dies,
Yeah.
you're just fucking shooting everything.
Yeah.
brown us down.
Well, dude,
Yep.
when you're 16 years old, you're not really like, oh, I only want to shoot a certain kind of duck. You're like, I just want to get a limited ducks.
I just want to kill some stuff
Yeah.
and eat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But back to Argentina. What are you doing in Argentina?
Well, James, when I go to Argentina, I'm going to be going on an airplane for 20 hours, number one.
Well, we know that.
Shitstorm. That's going to suck. When I get there, I'm going to Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, it's a giant city. I Googled
Really?
it. Yeah, because I'm worldly. I got to Google. I looked it up.
Because you're a traveling man. You're like a gypsy.
I'm a world traveler. I'm a gypsy, yeah.
That's what your wife said.
Yeah, like
anyway.
Aquaman and me are basically the same guy. Let's be honest here. Same guy. Look exactly the same. We're going to take 2 days in the city to go, like, fart around and, like...
You and your old man.
Yeah, eat and drink and recover
Yeah.
from the 20-hour flight. He just turned 72.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so he just had his birthday, so I'm taking him down there for that. And it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be, like, that part's going to be fun, you know?
Yeah.
He likes to, like, he's this guy. We're going to get there. I'm guessing they're going to have some sort of accent, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he will instantly pick up on that accent, and now he has that accent, right?
I am from here now.
Yeah, but it's going to be exponentially worse. It's going to be like a bad SNL skit where a guy's like trying to do an accent of somebody.
Does your dad listen to the podcast?
No.
No.
He doesn't even know what a podcast is.
Okay,
dude.
okay.
No, and he knows this. He already knows this.
He doesn't know what a podcast is, but
I
he's
don't
been
think-
on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah. He probably never listened to himself.
no. So we're going to go down, and he's going to embarrass the shit out of me. It's going to be so much fun, and we're going to drink and eat and see the sights. Like, there's a bunch of shit to do down there.
Yeah.
And there's like all sorts of like daily tours you could pay for, you know. And I decided, like, you know, we're just going to wing it. We're going to get like the, I don't know, Argentinian Uber and just bum around and take the sights in. And then we take a flight from Buenos Aires to, I don't even remember where the hell we're going. Anyways, take a puddle jumper to like camp, basically.
Yeah.
And where we're going to hunt water buffalo.
Water buffalo.
They have water buffalo in Argentina that have not like Australian water buffalo where they have these big, huge, giant, sweeping horns. Mm-hmm. These have like little tiny horns.
Yeah, I saw the one that Andy Kelso got.
Yeah, they look like a forest buffalo,
it's cool
right?
looking, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of just like go out and then up, you know?
Yeah. So
more like a traditional
the tight, you know?
buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their body size is like on average 500 pounds bigger than a Cape buffalo.
Wow.
Yeah, so like 2,500 pounds.
Are they aggressive like a Cape buffalo, or?
You know, I don't know. I'm curious to find out when I go there. Because one thing I did find out, which I was very disgruntled about, you cannot bring your own guns there without like an incredible amount of paperwork and headache and time. And the guy's like, it's not worth it. He goes, you won't ruin your trip.
Did you ask him, do you guys at least have a loophole?
So I didn't ask him that yet, but I'm thinking about bringing one in my backpack.
You should.
Yeah.
And mounting it
just
on
bring like
gun.
what kind of gun do you have, and then bring like a mounting system.
I swear to God, if I show up and there's a vortex, I'm gonna smash it on site.
Whoops, it's broken.
Before I even meet the guy.
Throw it out of the truck.
Yeah,
Oops.
Yeah.
Lucky
It
for
slipped.
you, I brought another scope.
Yeah.
Let's get it recited in.
Yeah. So they have like a 375 H&H, and I think they have
You might want to verify.
a 416 Remington, I think.
Okay.
I'm guessing like the 416 is probably open sights most likely.
You're like, I'll just take the biggest bullet.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll go shoot the guns. We'll feel it out. Obviously, like me and my dad.
223.
Yeah, 223. I'm taking the 22 long rifle. Actually, 22 short because I'm a man, and I'm gonna shoot it in the eyeball.
There you go.
But we'll be hunting together, right? So me and my old man. Yeah, I'll let him go first, so I'll back him up.
So he's shooting a buffalo, and you're shooting a buffalo.
Yeah, we're both shooting buffalo.
Okay.
And they have like other stuff. They have like, I think they have fallow deer.
Do they have red stag there as
They
well?
have a bunch of red stag. Yeah. I looked at red stag. The problem is the goddamn internet has ruined me exponentially. Especially they probably are listening right now. Ventador safaris.
The New Zealand.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah. The world record where they're like 1,200 points.
Yeah, literally.
1,200 inch.
Yeah, like
New Zealand.
Oh,
like
you
the
want
one that John Pinch shot?
Oh my God, that guy. Frickin' John. He's ruining it for the rest of us. He really is. And he's shooting these giant Oregon elk, you know. Shout out to you, Matt Owen. And I just feel like I want a really big stag, because I shot a big stag in Texas, right, on my business partner's ranch down there, and it was, as you guys have seen it out in the gun shop. It's a dandy, you know.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if I go all the way across the frickin' world and I'm gonna shoot one, and it's even like the ones that are like 50 grand, they're not that. They're not like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. It's just like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So you're shooting like a more traditional, almost like an elk looking stag, right?
And I'm like, if I'm, like for 50 grand, that seems like a lot to me to, it just seems like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know, like we're typically not, all of us are not like pay to play type hunters, right? Like we're do it yourself. I never really paid. I've only been on one like really guided hunt that was up in Alberta, and that went to complete shit. The guide sucked, lost all our meat, lost half the hides. It was terrible. It was a terrible experience. And out of all the bears we've killed, all the deer we've killed, all the elk we've killed, and the moose and all the other critters, I feel like we're very good with like field care and preparation, and the hunt goes well, and we try hard, and it's super fun, and we do all this stuff. So when you go on a guided hunt, it feels like when someone else is in charge of the ship, they can really like mess it up.
Yeah.
So I'm a little hesitant.
Well, you have some more experience though after having a failed attempt at what would be a guided hunt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a complete failure, let's be honest, but half of it was a failed attempt.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with my
Mm-hmm.
dad, but at the same time, they did a shit job. Like
you went to the 50-yard line. You didn't make it all the way.
It was embarrassing.
You didn't just go there for the memories. You went there to bring something back with you.
Right. So now that you have that experience, though, if you start going down a dark path, I feel like you're going to be more apt to speak up about it.
Oh yeah.
If you see something out of line or something that you don't like.
I feel like, so we just got back from, well, not just, but a couple months ago, we went to South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy we go to South Africa is freaking knock your socks off good, right?
Shawl,
right? Yeah. Rosedale Safaris is like, number one, they treat you like a king. Number two, like animal care is top notch. Like
really
their trackers and their skinners and and everything is done perfectly. And I think partly because he owns a taxidermy studio. He owns a massive taxidermy studio. He employs, I don't know, at least a dozen guys, full-time taxidermists. That's all they do. So you go in there and they're doing elephants and hippos and giant crocs and life-size Inyala and eland and like crazy stuff.
And they're
right?
feeding people with all these animals, so it makes sense why
every scrap of meat.
Yeah.
Every scrap of meat.
They want to make sure that it's taken care of.
Yes.
Yeah, like the first or the second time I went, I didn't even get a steak off my giraffe. I was so pissed.
Oh, really?
Dude, it was like everything was gone. Everything was gone.
Yeah.
Like that was it. It was there was nothing. There was like a red stain on the grass, and that was what was left.
You're like, give me the whole tenderloin.
I wanted like a Fred Flintstone ribeye, like a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even get nothing,
Oh man,
and it was
so sad.
Not even a giant tomahawk.
I was pretty bummed. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really wanted one, and everything was gone.
Because you've gotten to eat almost
everything, yeah.
Every kind of animal that you've shot in Africa.
Like you throw a dart.
Except for a baboon.
I did not eat the baboon. No.
Were you the one that sent me that video of the baboon getting shot the other day?
No, I did.
Oh. I don't even want to say what the one baboon looked like he was doing when he got shot. Did you see that? Yeah. We'll have to send it to Chris.
The other one was eating, and the other one was doing something that is very naughty.
Yeah. Oh, baboons do that a lot.
And he's like, "Oh no, my buddy just got shot."
Yeah, he took off. He was out of there fast. Yeah. He knew what was up.
Talk about getting caught with your dick in your hand. But anyways, so back to what we were saying.
I'm surprised he didn't shoot that one.
The guy did.
Yeah,
that's the one that needed to get shot. Little pervert baboon.
So we're gonna go hunt some water buffalo.
Okay.
My dad is gonna also hunt a fallow deer, I think.
Oh, your dad's gonna do fallow.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna do fallow? Because you have a fallow deer, right?
I have a fallow deer. The problem is
if you see a bigger fallow deer.
Back to my stag story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down in Texas at my business partner's ranch. Big time real estate guy, right?
Okay.
Really nice ranch. And we're in this beautiful like raised stand, classic Texas hunt, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my business partner and me and Ben and my dad, right? And we're all sitting there, and all of a sudden I look over and I'm not shitting you, like me to you, there's the biggest fallow deer I've ever seen right next to the stand, and I about come out of my boots. I'm like, and I'm like, hey, there's a, and he's just like, yeah, like, I'm like, no, yeah, look. He's like, yeah, no, yeah. And I'm like, can I shoot? He's like, no. And I'm like, no, there's huge. And then there was like three of them, and they all come out. Do 5 feet, dude. Really? I mean, I could have killed it with a rock. And he's like, no, they're kind of like the pets. And I'm like, no, I want to pet them with my bullets. I want to shoot. It was massive.
Oh, no.
I mean, 4 times the size of that.
Really?
That big. 4 times. And
is he just keeping it as like those are the breeders, or
I don't know.
Or is he just likes to see them and
maybe but I was
those are the pets.
I wanted to kill that thing. I was like, I will life size it. I promise you.
You can come look at it anytime you want.
It was so big. I mean, it was like body wise big, and dude, the antlers were massive, and man,
probably died of old age.
Dude, I think about that all the time.
Did he shoot that one?
I don't think so. No.
Is it still running around?
Could be. I think he's going to sell his ranch.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm poor because I just paid for asphalt, so I can't buy it. So. Yeah.
Maybe he needs like a cleanup before he gets rid of it.
Maybe
we get rid of some of the management bucks.
Yeah, we go down there with a meat trailer.
Mm-hmm.
and a grinder.
We'll just go rent a reefer truck and just
dude.
load it full.
That'd be so much fun.
We don't need to take any value away from the property by taking the trophies, but maybe we clean up the management bucks.
Yeah.
And if I accidentally maybe slip a bullet into that one.
That fallow deer looked like a management fallow deer.
It had a limp. Definitely had a limp.
It's a world record. He wasn't going to make it through the winter.
No
way. So your dad might do fallow deer. You might.
I don't know.
I know.
I'm going for.
We'll see what happens, Doug.
So
I know how he goes.
Part of the problem is
he sees one, he's going to be like, I want that.
On the pay to play stuff, you pay by like size, which I don't like. It's a very big turnoff for me, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a silver medal or it's a gold medal, and I'm like, I just want to go out there and hunt and shoot whatever I shoot, and the price is the price, and if it's a couple inches more, I don't want to pay more.
Right.
If it's a couple inches less, I don't want to pay less. I just want to know the price. I just want to go out and hunt, right?
Right.
So
you don't want to sit there with a calculator. Well, I think that.
Yeah, like, do I want to spend the extra $2,500 on this one?
Yeah, and then you let it walk away. And
it's
like,
not
shit.
Yeah, it just takes away from like the hunt for me. So I don't know. It's
and it's not like that for water buffalo there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh geez.
Yeah, so I think we paid for like a silver medal, or I don't know how they judge this shit. I think it's like.
I'm gonna be the guy that's like, I'll take the management one that has like the broken off horns.
Well, that's the thing is like if he's old and beat up and like a broken
you said
horn,
half
scars
price?
and like
Yeah.
I mean, I like that stuff. Like guys that will shoot something and then get it mounted. And there's nothing against these guys, by the way. It's just not the way I am. Like I don't want. It pisses me off. I don't want the perfectly typical deer. I want the big nose. And you look at all the deer. I got a freaking 192-inch perfect 6x6 right there. It drives me freaking nuts.
Because it doesn't have any trash.
No trash, no stickers, no drop times, no busted, no
even
scars.
Even his crab claws match.
Dude, everything is perfect. And I'm like, give me the freaking... And so my buddy Trav over east, he's shooting these just god-awful, gnarly, just like... One's got like a 30-inch spike on this mule deer, and there's shit hanging off over here. And he's just like, yeah, man, I really wanted that. And I'm like, dude, I can never shoot those things. So...
Yeah.
If I get the opportunity to shoot something that's like super gnarly.
Well, and some people won't shoot like a big giant bull or buck because it has a broken off tine or like it's missing like a G1 or G2 or something like that.
Oh, dude.
People won't shoot them and they'll let them walk. And I'm like, dude, I would like, it's really not that important to me, but.
Dude.
Especially here.
You hear that? You know what that is? Yanni Patelli. Blouch! I got it.
All you hear is,
dude, all day.
Yeah.
How much is it? Boom! Got him.
Yeah. No fucking around,
dude. I'm serious. Like if it's rad, like one ear's like tore off, and I'm probably not.
It's got some character to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If it's a 2,500-pound animal, and I'm kind of running thin on room, so I'm probably not going to life size it. But at the same time, it's going to be like I'm sending it to Brandon at Stuff Taxidermy. It's going to be a sick mount.
You going to do a shoulder mount then, probably?
At least, yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little more in the shoulder mount. We'll see.
A 3/4 body?
Yeah, something. It'd be rad coming out of the wall. Could you imagine, like,
Like, maybe not the hindquarters, but
get it, like, in, like, a charging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. We've got to work the ideas back and forth, get the juices flowing.
Just tell me you want a busted up old bull that's just been through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Like they call them Dugga boys, like in South Africa for Cape Buffalo, when they're out like on their own, and they've been kicked out of the herd and.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Because they're old and
they're old.
They got low testosterone.
And they got low T. They got low. They're just like me. They got low T.
They got put out in the pasture.
And they're beat up.
They're not breeding anymore.
They look at you and they go, "God damn, that thing must be 1,000 years old."
They're shooting dust.
You're like, "No, I'm 45, but okay, that's cool."
Is that your dad? Is that your grandpa? No, that's my business partner.
Oh, dude. The last time I went to the airport with my dad when we went to South Africa, twice this happened. My dad's just turned 72.
Yeah.
People ask, is that your brother?
Is that your brother?
Twice.
What?
Twice. I'm like, do I got to start using some fucking lotion or something on my face? Or like, Christ. I'm not shaving my beard and I'm not dyeing it, so.
Just for men.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, just a pure black beard.
Dude, no, I'm not doing that. That looks the worst, by the way.
Does.
It looks terrible.
It looks hilarious.
My dad used to dye his hair, and he looked like
know,
Ronald McDonald.
I saw
dude.
the pictures from Africa when your dad had his hair dyed.
Bright orange. Like, who has bright orange hair?
It was supposed to be brown, probably.
Yeah, who you
The
trying
brown
to
and the white made it orange.
Oh yeah, my sister was just getting out of like cosmetology school, and she's making him look like fucking fat Ronald McDonald.
That's so funny. Well,
the best.
I'm excited for you. I think it's going to be a good trip. You and the old man are going to have a blast.
It's going to be really fun. I'm excited. The least exciting part is the airfare, but you know,
yeah, you could be spending half your time on the plane.
Yeah.
It's 2 solid days on the plane. So
It's going to be interesting.
yeah, but the thing is, then I get back, I land. 2 days later, I got on a plane again to go to Texas.
So you only got a 2-day turnaround?
2-day turnaround.
And what are you going after down there?
Axis deer with Brandon from Stuff Taxidermy.
That's going to be sweet, too.
Yeah, and I'm shooting.
I'm excited for you to bring some of that home, hopefully.
Yeah, because there's some tasty, as I hear.
And big shocker, me being me, I'm like, hey, what kind of deal could we work on a trophy and a management deer? So I could shoot 2 to bring the meat home.
Yeah.
Because everyone tells me Axis deer is like the
best, apparently.
The bee's knees.
Dude, I'm excited to try it.
Yeah. The
You're just
apple's
gonna
tits, as they say.
Pack it and then freeze it and then take it home?
I'm sure they're probably corn-fed, too.
Oh, I have no idea.
You haven't planned that out so far?
I don't know. Well, they have like game cameras and pictures of like some of the the bucks there, and I'm like, dude, let's go. So the idea was, I'm gonna life size one, and then I'll shoulder mount the other one.
Well, they're beautiful deer.
Dude, they're so rad. Like,
Yeah.
how often?
A giant fawn with antlers.
Dude, how often
Right?
do you get a chance to shoot like a giant
giant spotted deer.
Yeah.
A giant fawn buck.
Dude, straight up Bambi.
Yeah.
Straight up
That's
Bambi.
what I always thought they were. I thought they were fawns of some like giant elk species forever, like when I was a kid. And then I figured out that they're like their own thing.
Dude, how rad would that be though? So hear me out. We buy a ranch in Texas.
Okay.
We get a bunch of Axis deer. We start giving them a bunch of like HGH and protein and steroids.
Just like everyone else down there.
And just get them yoked like 800-900 pounds. You know?
Start a new breed of Axis deer.
I'm just saying that one guy made those sheep, those giant
rams.
sheep, right?
He did that through like genetic altering, not through steroids.
Yeah.
Well, is any geneticist listening to this podcast?
Yeah.
Like,
well, dude, they already do that a bunch down in Texas on a lot of those ranches. Like, they breed those bucks through genetics,
Yeah.
and then they
put like the biggest genes of bucks into one.
It's
and
very
then they're,
scientific.
Like, freaky looking deer.
Yeah, and then they sell the semen from those bucks for like buku dollars to people around the world that have whitetail ranches. So it's like if you get a stud 250-inch whitetail or 300-inch whitetail,
yeah,
those guys are making big old
Jim's
money.
buying the jizz, so
Yeah.
hit him up.
I caught 2 blacktail does. I put them in my horse pen, and we're gonna start a new species.
breed. Blacktail, whitetail.
Super blacktail whitetail.
I wonder if you could do that.
Oh, you totally
You
could.
guarantee you could.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, but we can't go and catch a bunch of blacktail does. How are you gonna catch them?
I'm pretty fast. I'm surprisingly fast for a big
Fishing
guy.
games. Listen, we're shooting nets across the yard. Yeah, flying, jumping out of helicopters.
it for scientific research.
Well, they do it. They catch those the bighorn sheeps. You
Yeah.
ever seen them jumping out of
Yeah,
the helicopters on them
yeah,
and wrestling them? Maybe we do that with blacktail does.
Dude, you're a cowboy. You're good with a rope. You
Yeah.
can do it.
Okay. Well, be on the lookout in Stanwood, Washington for a new species of super hybrid whitetail blacktails.
Yeah. If you want to pay to play, Stanwood, it's going to be in my yard.
Yeah.
Locked up in the 40x40 shop.
Where did we go off the rails?
I
on
know.
this?
I know.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
So Texas, and then is that it for you for spring hunts?
Yes, unless I can squeeze. I'm trying to figure out how I can squeeze in a hunt in Cabo. So my buddy's turning 50, and so we're going to. So 2 weeks later, after I get home from Texas, I'm going to Cabo on a guy's trip with a bunch of buddies.
Okay.
And a lot of them are golfers, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're gonna go golfing for 4 or 5 days." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds fucking terrible."
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to golf for 5 days. You know,
Yeah.
like I'll go golfing. Don't get me wrong, but like, I can only like.
That sounds like a
Not
nightmare
every
to me.
day.
Oh, it's a beer a hole, you know, like Christ. You know?
18 holes on a course. You do the math.
You do the math, you know, that's like
Next
74
thing you know,
beers,
you're getting
you know.
robbed in Cabo.
But I know that there's stuff to do down there, and I'm sure
You could at least do fishing. There's a lot of good fishing stuff down in Cabo.
so I've fished down there before, but I've never like tried to go out like, you know, in the woods and do anything, and we both know a guy that's got a house there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to see if I can and
Figure out
something.
something?
Yeah. I know they got Turks down there too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
No, figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Could be
They got the
pretty
Rio
cool.
Grandes down there, right?
Yeah, they do. Down in well, that's in Mexico. I don't know if
They're
that's
like
all the way down
the-
to Cabo.
They're like is it the oscillated
Cabo
or something
is
like
Oh,
that?
yeah, they got
Jim.
those.
It's super shiny. They're shiny as hell.
I know that, Doug, but I don't know how far south Cabo is. I've never been to Mexico.
You never been to Mexico?
No,
Really?
never been to Mexico.
Oh, dude.
Anytime we go on a tropical vacation, it's to Hawaii.
Mm.
Which, by the way, I'm going in a week and a half or a week towards the end of the month.
Did
You
you
guys
know
can both eat a bag of dicks because that will be working.
they have a bunch of axis deer there?
I know that. I've been trying to. Trust me, I'm scheming.
Yeah?
I'm scheming and dreaming.
You need to go shoot one of them.
Well, they got a ton of those
They
feral
got feral
goats.
cows too.
They got fair goats everywhere on where I'm going. Everywhere, big billies running around. Just
Really?
yeah. So I think I'm gonna bring my bow and maybe whack a couple of those feral goats.
I was gonna say, dude, if they're that,
If I take that back to the hotel room, Tiffany's gonna freaking kill me though.
dude, that'd be
She's
so
like,
funny.
got this big old stinky nasty goat.
Hanging in
I'm
the
out there on the
bathtub.
patio, just skinning it on the patio. Hey neighbor, they're like, God, what's that smell? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Dude,
do it.
You could probably bring a bow there pretty easy, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Just check it and put it on the plane with
I was
it.
gonna say I could just lend you a ball peen hammer if there's that many of them.
Dude, they're everywhere.
Really?
The problem is like I know myself, and I'll be like, because there's no limit on it,
Or just
right?
He's
just
a-
like, tink.
Yeah.
Oh, hun,
James is gonna come back. Oh, I lost all my arrows, guys.
Yep,
Yep.
in goats.
I think if anything, I would just go there and try to kill a big billy and leave it at that. I don't think they're very good eating, so I'll probably.
You're so full of shit. You are so full of shit. You would shoot one, and then your testosterone.
Oh, there's
would
another
kick
one.
in, and
Dude,
then
they're
adrenaline
all
would
they're
kick
all
in,
around me, and I don't have. There's no tags.
and your neck would start swelling up. No tags. Chicken. Just go back, just dragging all this dead shit back to your room.
The whole back of the rental car full of dead animals,
Dude.
stinky dead goats.
Stop by the kitchens. Oh, I got dinner for tonight.
Yeah.
Put it on the menu.
I don't know how they're gonna feel about eating a bunch of stinky old billy goats, but we're gonna try it. We'll see what it tastes
I
like.
did hear they have a bunch of chickens there though, like just running around.
Yeah, not so much in the area where I'm gonna be on the Big Island, but like on Kauai. When I've gone to Kauai, dude, chickens everywhere. Like
Really?
you would never go hungry if you were living in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, there's so much and there's no regulation on it.
Well, people said that.
I don't know if you can kill the chickens.
I've never been there, but I know that my dad has been there a bunch, and he said that people don't kill and or eat the chickens there. And I'm like,
Yeah, I don't
why?
think so.
Why?
I don't know.
Because they don't taste like Costco chickens?
I don't know. You have to ask. Let's ask.
Pump full of steroids.
Dude.
If you're Hawaiian and you're listening to the podcast right now, tell us why you guys don't eat the chickens in Hawaii. I'd love to know. I know that they whack goats and they whack the axis deer. There's a lot of axis deer.
I should
there.
ask Chemo. My buddy lives over
They
there.
got everything. They got pigs.
Yeah, wild pigs.
They got fucking feral cows.
They got jaguars.
Jaguars.
No, they don't have jaguars.
Dude, that would be rad. Could you imagine?
Dude, That's why all those animals thrive and they just overpopulate and go
'Cause
crazy.
there's no
There's no
predators.
predators on the island.
Yeah, none.
The closest predator would be like a bird of prey, maybe, or
A Cantrell.
A shark.
A shark in the ocean. I don't know. Or a Chris Cantrell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People?
People are their only predator.
Huh.
So that's why there's just like explosions of populations of animals.
I think Brent Thiel went over there and hunted some stuff.
Well,
Really?
it's because every
Yeah.
animal that's there has pretty much been brought there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all brought in.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pigs though, I think that they're on all the islands, like the wild pigs.
Yeah.
I wonder how they taste.
They taste good, dude. They do luau's with the wild pigs.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them. Like more local ones, not like the one down at the Sheridan isn't
Kind
going to be.
of like Moana.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
sure, why not?
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll do some hunting while I'm in Hawaii. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have enough time.
I don't know if I have time.
You'll be on the beach sipping margaritas
So when I
and
get-
pina
when I get-
coladas.
Back from Hawaii,
Yeah.
I'm back for like 3 days, maybe 2 or 3 days, and then me and Doug leave immediately for Montana.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be gone for, how long do we have, Doug? 7, 8, 9 days?
Something like that, yeah.
And what are you doing in Montana?
We are going to be hunting spring bear,
Where at Montana?
an unknown location.
West side, northwest,
In Nunya.
southwest,
Nunya.
midwest,
West, we'll just say western Montana.
western Montana.
Yeah.
In the Timba.
In the Timba.
Well, if you're in Montana on the west side, that's where the Timba's at.
The Timbas.
That's
the
that's
east
where
side.
the big bears are.
Yeah, very open rolling hillies in the east. I have never seen a bear in the east.
Really?
Yeah, never seen a bear over there.
Yeah, it's a little different country for sure.
Yeah, over in the breaks.
Yeah. I mean, you've hunted where we're going to be going.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh, I've been everywhere, man.
This will be Doug's first time to that area, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Doug's first Montana spring bear hunt. So,
Doug, I'll tell you this. You better pack a fucking lunch.
pack a lunch.
Because it's like, where's it at? Around this corner. And you go around that corner. And it's like, where's that? And they go, around this next corner. And then you keep going. And you're like, okay, it's been like 37 corners. And my heels are bleeding. And you just
Okay,
keep,
I'm used to it.
and then you just keep
Well,
going. And
Doug's
I'm
going to be with me, so I've already pre-warned
Yeah.
him.
Or I'm already
oh,
used
yeah.
to it.
I saw, did you see James' story today?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes me in
He's
it.
on the treadmill, and he's like, "You want to get this, brother? Yeah, I got a 400-pound pack on." And I'm like, "Oh, jeez."
Yeah, you should have lied a little bit.
I got 150 pounds on my back.
I thought about it.
That's good, though. That's good that you're doing that. Cause
I'm trying to get myself in good shape so that when we do go, that there will be no limitations. I'm not going to be the one.
Yeah.
Doug
Jim's all
won't.
worried about me.
No, I'm not worried about Doug because I know that Doug can do it because he has this weird Doug. This is one thing that I know about Doug. He has this weird switch that he can flip, where it doesn't matter how tired he is. It doesn't matter how much his feet hurt. He just flips this switch and then he just goes.
Just keep going.
And that's
like
why
an Energizer Bunny.
He got the nickname.
Diesel Doug.
That's right.
You want to know why? Because he's turbocharged.
He's turbocharged.
He is turbo charged. And that is a fact.
Extra testosterone.
You have turbo kissing? Yeah.
Jeez.
Whistling Diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Big time.
So me,
It's going to be whistling really hard on this trip.
yeah. Well, and I already pre-warned Doug. We're going to be getting up in the dark, and we're going to be coming back in the dark, and we're going to be sleeping.
That's nothing new.
We're going to be, but this time of year, the days are long.
They're long.
So
Yeah.
it's like you get back, you cook food, you have 1 beer or 2
And
beers,
you go to sleep.
and then you go to sleep, and then you wake up 4 hours later,
Yep.
and then you do it again. It's like you do that until you're tagged out, and then we pack up camp and we move to Idaho,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna try
Do it
to
all over again.
Do it all over.
I am excited to get drawn for some stuff this year because we just found out we didn't get drawn for Montana, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's too bad.
But I, on the other side of this wall in the theater, I have all my packs laid out. I have multiple packs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm figuring out which pack I'm going to dedicate to my new driveway, right? So I have a plan, a fitness plan.
Okay.
where like how you put weight in your pack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna fill one with sand,
Okay.
and that's gonna be that's it. That's all that pack's gonna be used for.
Okay.
Is up and down the driveway, and I figured out if I I have like those big garbage can recycling bins, right? So if I put so much water in the bottom, and then I'm gonna just drag them up my driveway with my sand backpack on.
Okay.
I was like, dude, I'm gonna kick the shit out of the mountains this year.
There you go.
You know, because I remember multiple times where like it would get shitty and blow out here, and when it's and if the cans didn't get blown over, they get filled up with water.
Yeah.
And I remember dragging one up one time. I was like, I'm just gonna drag it up and the driveway's like it was shitty and ruddy and because it was gravel.
Yeah.
If you guys have never been to the gun shop, seen my driveway, it got ruddy, like deep ruts.
Oh yeah. The last time that I came over,
dude,
I was like, it was after that big rainstorm, and I was like, holy shit! Like a river ran through it.
Yeah, literally, like an 8-inch.
You literally
rut.
have a river running down your road every time it rains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna use that to my advantage now.
But not anymore.
But now that it's smoother,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm getting up in age, right? I need more stability. I don't want to like fall over and break a hip or something. So I'm gonna drag my cans up, but then I got my backpack picked out, which one I'm gonna use. So I'm like, I'm never gonna use this freaking thing in the field.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just fill it up with sand, pack it up and down.
Just gonna put sandbags in it.
I think I'll probably just honestly, I was thinking I'd put a black garbage bag in there, and I'll just put it on the scale and I'll fill it up with like 100 and something pounds worth of sand.
You're gonna put 100 pounds of sand in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty rowdy.
Well, we were just talking about so you were doing the thing with 55 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were talking about your pack out, and Doug had a 200-pound pack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the heaviest pack I ever had, I don't know how much it total weighed, but I had a 202-pound moose hindquarter in my pack in Alaska because we took it to the butcher and they hung all the stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it had extra shit hanging on it too. It wasn't like a nice clean, but anyways, foot and all. But I was thinking that almost killed me, and that was a long time ago. So I'm thinking if I could do just even 100 pounds, I mean, I walk around when we do in the morning when we work out.
Yeah.
I have 90-pound dumbbells, and I can pack around 90-pound like farmers carry, so 180 pounds. I can pack that around pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I could do the driveway a couple times with 100 and something pounds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 100 pounds is manageable. What me and Doug did on our bear hunt,
Yeah.
that
was pushing
it's almost
it was almost too much.
It's almost to the point where it's kind of dumb because then you risk injury,
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If you overload, if you overload a little bit, right?
We didn't overload a little bit. We overloaded a lot of bit.
If you do because I packed out deer a bunch of times, right? Whole deer.
Yeah.
In a pack. I got the Kuyu, the 7200, right? So you can put a lot of shit in that pack.
Yeah.
I've packed whole deer out there. Obviously, so I'm talking bone deer, but with skull plates and capes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole deer in the pack. I don't know how many times. A bunch of times, right?
That's about 100 pounds ish, 150 maybe if it's a big buck.
I would say between 100 and probably max 150. On a big mule deer, on the hoof, that mule deer was 300 pounds on the hoof, and I bet you by the time you bone him out and take his guts out and skull plate and everything, you're 150 pounds.
Yeah.
I would say it's half.
Yeah.
But still, it's freaking heavy.
It is heavy. Yeah.
But I think if you train ahead of time.
The average buck is probably 110, 120 pounds maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think if you can do 100 pounds comfortably,
Mm-hmm.
You always get that little extra oomph, in the field. But at the same time, you don't want to be going down some shitty rocky something, brother. Where we were bear hunting at your cabin on the death hike and that one straight down, where those big ass rocks.
Where you're sliding on your ass almost.
Yeah, and then sometimes when you got to step down a long distance.
Yeah.
I don't do well with that.
Stepping down is really hard.
When it's 2 or 3 feet and you got to step down like a big boulder to boulder, I don't do well with that, and I have trekking poles, but if I don't really bang legs real hard before a hunt, dude, I get shaky, man. I get real shaky. So I'm okay, I got to have a better game plan. So I'm thinking a sandbag and a backpack, I'll get started with that. And then if I can start dragging cans. I already got shitty garbage cans. I drag them. Who cares if I drop them? Like no one's here to see me or judge me or yell at me down here in my curves. While I'm jazzercising. So, I think it's you got to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get the shit kicked out of you.
As you when you're younger, you get a little bit more leeway with not preparing for a season or not doing anything, and then as you get older, you'll find out more and more. Doug's a little bit younger than me.
Oh, Doug's a baby,
and he's
how old are you, Doug?
35.
Oh my God, Doug.
So you're at the you're getting close to there. You're getting close.
Doug, when I was 35.
Then you start to prepare more though.
Doug, I could pee on your roof from here when I was 35.
Till he blew out his urethra.
If I wasn't doing hard labor every day, I could tell you I'd definitely be having to do something.
Doug lives 35 minutes south of here, by the way, if you guys are wondering.
But as you do get older, you do have to start taking more time to prepare your body and take better care of your body too.
Yes.
Otherwise,
listen to your body.
Yeah.
That was always my biggest thing.
Because if you
listen
don't,
to your body, because you can absolutely abuse the piss out of it, and you'll be shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and there's people that, especially like in construction, right, where it's your job, where your knees start hurting real bad, or you get like tennis elbow, or you get, all these joints and arthritis and stuff, and then they don't have a choice. They have to keep working through it, and then they do that for a period of time over years. They don't take the time off or take care of their body well enough, and then next thing you know, they're not even close to retirement age, and their bodies are so broken that they can't even work anymore, and they have no choice. And then even if they do make it to retirement age, your hunts are over, dude. You can't hike, you can't.
A lot of those guys just keep going, otherwise they just ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys who retire and then they just die.
Yeah, I know. It's really sad.
Yeah.
And not that there's anything wrong with that. Like making a good, hard, honest living is definitely something that is good, and we need people like that. But listen, like you said, listen to your body and not keep pushing it when your body's telling you, stop, I'm hurting. I have something wrong with me.
Yeah.
That's how my body talks. Stop.
Playing sports and being a professional athlete, has definitely helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely know better when to not do something.
Except
rather
for when
than
you have two bears down.
You're packing two bears out, and you're just like, I want to get the fuck out of here.
It's too hot.
Yeah, we've been there.
So we got a lot of cool stuff up for this spring. It's going to be a while before we do another podcast for sure.
I'm going to be out. You're going to be out. Doug's going to be out. We're all going to be out in the field. I do feel like we'll have service, right, in most of these areas. So we'll be dumping content to James. Luckily, he's good on the interwebs, so he'll be filling you guys in on what's going on and what we're doing. But I'm really excited because I think like the Montana thing you guys are doing is going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to go to Argentina with my dad. My dad's freaking a hoot, There's just going to be a lot of funny stories and fun shit.
Oh, and the podcast lineup after we get done with this gauntlet of hunts is going to be awesome. And we're going to have
lots of stories.
We're going to have tons of good stories. We're going to have some great videos out of it.
Yeah.
We need to line up some more guests. So if you're listening and you got some good ideas. Speaking of people letting us know certain things, if you're listening right now, shame on you. If you have a child and you need to comment, I offered up a goddamn keepsake
of
white
a lot
gas.
Of cool shit.
Of white gas.
My Boy Scout stove. Do you know how many meals I cooked on that?
It's a family emblem.
Here's the deal. People, I'm 45 years old, so that's literally an antique. It's probably worth a gajillion dollars. You're missing you could have sold it on.
Take it to the Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, you could have sold it on Antiques Roadshow.
You could have faked having a kid.
Yeah.
Sold it on Antiques Roadshow.
You've been a millionaire and retired, but you didn't want my free shit.
Yeah.
So, if you have a kid or know a kid, there's still time to comment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because even my good buddy Ed
and that's
Wood,
on the Unhinged podcast.
Yeah.
Unhinged. Don't let your kids listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
Don't listen,
try to
listen
win-
to it.
I got a lot of swears here, folks. Don't.
But put your kid in for a giveaway.
Yeah.
Just leave a comment.
Yeah. It's in a really nice box. My good buddy Ed Wood from Upriser Arms and Big Rock Industries brought me my birthday gifts.
Oh, it is in a nice box.
Yeah,
Look at
and
that.
so I put it in a nice. Isn't that
Here.
nice?
I'll go grab it.
Easy there, old
Oh,
fella.
dude.
Easy there.
These wood chairs are.
I know. Lift it with your legs.
I'll bring it over here.
That's what
So-
I sound like every day.
Ed's a good dude. Ed and I grew up together. We used to ride the bus together, and we're 8 days apart, right? So I am 8 days older than him. So
Look at that.
As you can
Just look
see-
at it.
Just look at it. And
Just look at it.
look at the sticker on the other side.
The Belk.
It's a beer.
It's a bear.
Oh.
Beer.
It's a beer.
beer. Okay.
It's a beer, yeah.
The beer.
So again, it's got my Boy Scout white gas camp stove with MSR fuel container, leather bound journal, tech cleaner. I got a wind
There's
indicator
a flint
in there.
and steel in there, right?
Yeah. Did I put the flint and steel in there? Or was I? Oh Jesus! We know which way the wind's going in here.
Nowhere.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Lots of goodies.
It's good stuff, dude.
Who wouldn't want this?
I got a lot of memories with that white gas
I
stove.
thought you had the hander pants in here, but that's in the special podcast.
Yeah, it's in
I
the
got
video.
wind checker powder all over all of our shit over there, by the way.
Good.
Good job, Jim.
Good. So those of you who don't know, when I was 12 or 13, I weighed just about the same as I do now. So you could imagine what I look like.
Okay.
I was your quintessential Boy Scout. Like I was this fat, you know, the kid like on Up, the movie Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was that kid.
You're that kid.
I was so fat.
And you were going around, would you like to buy some cookies?
100%. I probably had a list back then. I don't know. I probably did.
Yeah, you
What
know
was his
some
name?
people-
Kevin?
Kevin.
You were Kevin?
Yeah, I was Kevin. Kevin, Chris. Same. We're same. So, yeah, lots of memories. That thing is kicked to shit, by the way. It is beat up and scratched and dented. And the memories I have with that thing, I would love to pass that on to another kid.
Put in a comment for your kid.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
Cool little giddy box.
it's the flit's on the top, isn't there?
Go, it's right here.
Yeah. Dude.
Paul,
You got
get
it
it for
all.
your boys
Yeah.
if you're listening.
Yeah. Can we call him out?
Yeah, Paul Wolf.
Paul Wolf, dude. Sergeant Wolf, dude. Hey, we're big fans of law enforcement here, by the way. If you guys don't know, my
I
gun
know he
shop.
listens to podcasts.
My gun shop builds for Skagit County Sheriff's Department and their SWAT teams. By the way, there's a new SWAT guy that wanted a rifle. He didn't respond to my email. Tell him to respond. He probably went to his junk mail. But we build their sniper rifles, and we also for Snohomish County and other PDs. We freaking love law enforcement.
Yeah.
I love them. They're great guys. They put up with a ton of shit. This is a crap state to be a cop in.
Yeah, 100%.
I apologize. They treat you poorly. You should be treated better.
They deserve more.
And we would love to do the best we can for you. So Bear Country loves you. Cantrell Outdoor loves you. Thank you very much if you serve us. We are very appreciative of that.
And
Yep.
very thankful.
Yeah, and if you have kids, let me give your kids my shit because it's awesome.
Because I don't want it anymore.
No, like
It's very cool. It's a very
it's
thoughtful
really cool.
package.
I honestly like. It was really hard for me to give some of that stuff up.
Yeah.
You know, because
You
I
got
have
sentimental value.
oh
to
big
it.
time, and like I can think back. I mean, like I said, I'm 45 years old. I mean, I used that 33, 34 years ago, 35 years ago. You know,
It means
So
a
we
lot
have-
when you
so
have
that's-
stuff that's been around for that long.
yeah.
That's the
quality
giveaway
stuff.
for Unhinged. Unhinged. That
Unhinged,
was
yeah. So you got to go back to comment.
two
That was two
podcasts
podcasts ago.
Okay. So yeah, go to the comment section
On Unhinged.
on Unhinged,
Okay.
which was 2 podcasts ago.
Don't listen to it because I think I had too many cocktails and said a bunch of shit. So
I haven't even listened to that.
neither have I. I don't ever listen to them.
It was.
I apologize.
It was pretty good.
I thought it was probably pretty funny.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Doug brought a special prize to give away for this podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug.
Doug,
Doug brought us a.
big fridge. Hold on, stand by. I'm
Wait
opening
for it. Oh.
Black Rifle Coffee Company thermos coffee cup, kind of like a Yeti. It's a big fridge.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful.
Very nice.
Jet,
Very nice.
jet black and gray.
Very
Yeah.
demure.
Very
So-
demure.
Keep your cocktails cold. It will keep your coffee hot. Big fridge.
Yeah.
So if you want to win this coffee mug, I guess leave a comment of, I don't know. What
Just
should we
leave
have
a
people
comment. I
just
mean,
leave
there's not a whole lot of people that like to comment on our shit, even though we get lots of
Yeah,
compliments.
you don't even have to say anything. Yeah, that was the thing. I was again back to the pod, right?
Yeah.
We're talking to people at like all these. We did the SCI banquet
Mm-hmm.
and
the sheep show.
the sheep
yeah.
show, and we just did the Rocky
just
Mountain
did
Elk
the-
Foundation banquet. And people are like, hey, we love the podcast. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you listened to it.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
had no idea.
yeah, you should just drop a comment and be like, hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that's it. Like, hey, what's up?
It keeps us going
Yeah,
because it gives us motivation to keep doing this.
I had
every
no
week.
idea people listen to this shit.
How many podcasts in are we now? 50 something? It's like,
Oh,
I
man.
want to say it's
over,
like
it's over
57.
It's over 60, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't count.
I don't know for sure, but don't quote us on that. But we've done a lot of podcasts, and it's a big time commitment for all of us to get together. We try to do once a week,
Yeah.
and then once the season starts rolling, it's a big sacrifice for our wives. And
Yeah, my wife hates my guts right now. Hates my guts. And my daughter hates James's guts because he didn't bring his kids.
oh yeah,
And I don't hate his guts for not bringing his kids because we would get no work done because all you'd hear is thump, 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 thump of all the kids
Bunch of
upstairs
elephants running around
screaming
upstairs.
and
Yeah.
yelling.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
But yeah, it keeps us going. Like, we like to hear that people enjoy the podcast, and it gives us motivation to keep doing it. And
Yeah, it's pretty funny to hear people, oh, yeah, we like your podcast. Like, why?
yeah, why,
Why do you like it?
why do you like it?
Oh, it's so good. I love listening to you guys just bullshit.
That's all we do is
Yeah.
bullshit, really. I
It's
mean,
just-
that's the
we
whole.
do get some pretty good guests.
I mean,
on
that's the
every now
name
and
of the
then, too.
game. We didn't name it barely a podcast for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of put the bear pun in there, but
Yeah.
well, we're just a couple of.
We're just
I
a
mean, we're
couple
all
of-
just regular guys, just out doing what regular guys do. You know,
Yeah.
like we want to go get out in the woods and have fun and kill shit and be successful and it would be great if we shot 200-inch bucks every year. But let's be honest, like
yeah,
I'll
it just
blast a
ain't gonna
spike in the
happen.
face.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I'll shoot a 200-inch deer,
Yep.
but I'll shoot a spike in the face.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Save the meat.
in the face.
And that's a conversation that you can go off the rails on. It's on the internet because everyone's got an opinion about something.
Oh,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
But for us, like at least for me personally, there are years where I'm like, I would like to hold out for a nice buck, and there are years where I'm like, I don't care. I just want to fill my tag.
Mm-hmm.
And it's circumstantial. And it usually has to do with how much meat is in my freezer at the time.
I was just gonna say it's.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what you said about my driveway when you came up.
Uh huh.
So, those of you listening, I'm a big boy now. I pave my driveway. I don't know anything about asphalt. Doug works in the construction industry where he sees asphalt every day.
Yep.
I don't see that much asphalt. So Doug goes something about thick. And,
Oh yeah. They
and
paved your ass. They paved your driveway
They
thick.
paved
and a
your
lot.
ass thick.
It's thick.
He's
It's a
thick.
place.
Real thick. So if I'm thick with meat, right, I'm holding out.
Yeah.
Big time.
100%.
But here's the deal. If I'm hungry
I'm hungry.
and I'm thin on meat,
Yeah.
dude, that spike's in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting shot, and he's only getting shot in the face.
Especially as the season gets closer
Oh,
to the
yeah.
end, you
Yeah.
know, and
When
you
you're-
haven't put a tag on something.
When you got 5 days for a hunt and you're on day 3 and all you've seen is a spike,
Dude,
that guy is in
it
danger.
is going down.
I have shot the smallest 3-point on record, I swear to God. Because in Eastern Washington, it's 3-point minimum, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be an inch.
I don't
And-
know. I might rival you, but
Dude, I had a buck come around one time. I was hunting with my buddy Trav, and it was out on a property. The guy actually just died recently. Lyle Kyle was his name. Great guy. Les and Lorraine Kyle. Yeah, Les Kyle. That
sounds
was
like
his
a
name.
children's book. Lao Kyle.
So Les Kyle was a school teacher he was old as shit, dude. He had to be 95 at least. I mean, he was old. Dude, the nicest freaking guy. But he owned a bunch of ranches over there, and my buddy rented a place, so we're out hunting, and he let us hunt on there, right? And so I'm up on this knob, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, I have no meat. I have no meat in the freezer. Like, none. And I'm like, I'm not fucking buying meat. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Whatever comes by, if it's legal, and I see this little, I think it's like a spike walk out. I'm like, gosh dang it, And it gets closer, and it gets closer, and it gets closer, and it gets closer, and it gets, I'm talking like 400 yards, 300 yards, 200 yards, 100 yards, and now it's like 70 yards, and I'm like, is this a kicker? And so, like, I have the old Leupold VX3, no HD, right? Mm-hmm. Not even out yet. It's a 4.5 to 14, like 1-inch tube, 40 millimeter bell, like the old school, right? Like the focus, you got to turn the end of the objective, right? That's how old the scope is. I got it in the 90s for free, scratch and dent. And I get up on this buck, and I'm just like, oh, he's got a fork. He's forked out. And he's getting closer. Now he's like 60 yards, and I'm like, does he have an eye guard? He's got an eye guard. And then now he's like 50 yards, and I'm like, I think it's an inch. I think that's it, because it's got to be an inch, right?
Yeah, it's got to be an inch.
It wasn't like the old school, like, hang a ring off. I'm like,
yeah.
I want to make sure, like, I'm not going to the pokey for this, right?
Yeah.
And he gets close. I'm like, holy shit, that's an inch, dude. I'm sure that's an inch. The fork's an inch. That eye guard's an inch. And he got to, like, 39 yards, and I put one in his eyeball, dude, and blew his head off, dude. And I was so jacked. I was so freaking jacked, dude. And I was just, I go back, and all the guys, they gave me so much. And I'm not shitting you. His main beam was 4 inches.
Really?
Dude, it was 4 inches.
And then he had a little split.
And he had a split and an eye guard.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And I was so freaking jacked.
I bet that
awesome.
deer was tasty.
Oh, my God, dude. And it was just like his eyeballs blew out of his head. Like zero meat loss, right?
Yeah.
But I was pleased as pie, And I would do it like in that situation.
Yeah.
When I'm thin on meat.
Dude.
Dude.
Fill the freezer.
In the face.
Well, and sometimes for me, it's not even like necessarily the meat. It could be just how the hunt's going and the experience of the hunt. Like, for instance, when I went on that first hunt with Easton last year, it was like I didn't really need the meat, I didn't need to shoot a spike whitetail.
Right.
But I was like, I'm going to shoot any legal buck that I can to make this happen on this hunt because it has gone so perfectly. Yeah,
right?
It's the experience.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even with a buddy or, you're like a hunt goes a certain way and you just feel like, I'll just shoot whatever, you know, like I don't need a big buck. I'm having fun. I want to fill this tag, and you fill the tag, and it's, some of my favorite hunts are like that.
I think especially with newer hunters, right? You need that success. Like, you shouldn't hold out for like, we got to hold out for the big, because it's not about the biggest. I don't give a shit about the biggest dude. I got a wall full of little deer. I don't give a shit, right? So I think it's that success and that feeling and that excitement, like when you get there and like, because I want to win. Who doesn't want to win? I want to win every time, right?
Yeah.
And when I shoot that freaking 4-inch main beam, Yeah.
You're going to be just as thrilled as you are.
Dude, I was so jacked.
Yeah.
I was super jacked, right?
Yeah.
So why not? Like, who cares, right?
Well, and there's a difference too. Like, there is a certain level of comfortability and satisfaction that comes with knowing that you could, and then just knowing that what hunt you're on, you can do what you want to.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that if I put in the time and I had dedicated myself to it, I can kill a giant buck every year. Mm-hmm. But I don't always have – I have so many irons in the fire. I don't want to put that time in sometimes. So sometimes it's just, for me, whatever time I have will kind of dictate what I'm holding out for or what I'm looking to get out of the hunt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like Doug said, sometimes you're day 3 on day 5 hunt, and you're like, I'm going to fill this tag on a spike.
Mm-hmm.
Or
you got a multi-season tag and you're down to the last month or the last day.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I got to do something here.
Yeah. And there's times that I've passed too. Mm-hmm. Like, I've eaten tag. Like, we just talked about this. I was like, what should I do? So I was emptying the safes out, right? Dude, I'm not shitting you guys. I had 50 tags. 50 different tags in that safe from like the last 20 years that I didn't fill. And I'm like, I was like, I should make some sort of cool wall or something with, you know, and I was just like, but the thing was, either I was after a specific deer or a specific elk or a specific bear or never a specific fucking cougar. I'll blast any cougar. I don't give a shit, boys. I don't give a
100%.
shit. You put a cougar in front of me, blouch.
Yeah.
It's going down. Haven't had that opportunity yet, but a lot of cougar tags in there.
Yeah.
You did. It just wasn't in season.
Yeah. 3 days before season, I could have shot 3 of them
I've had
bastards.
a couple of those opportunities too.
But I do think that, you know, we got to take advantage of the excitement of success for not even young hunters, just newer hunters, or someone, maybe someone who needs it. Maybe someone like I've talked to guys like, oh, I've been deer hunting or elk hunting for, 15 years and I've never shot an elk.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I've
holy
talked to a lot of guys like
shit,
that.
man.
Yeah.
That's depressing as
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get you. I don't care what it is. Let's go.
And
Let's
you
go.
You think to yourself, why the hell are you still doing this?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm sure their wives are thinking that.
Usually it's like, oh, we have a great camp. We drink a lot of beers with the boys. you know?
Right, yeah.
That's usually what it turns into.
Yeah.
Which is fine,
Yeah.
right? Which is
Yeah.
totally fine. But at
Yeah.
the same time, like, if you really want to shoot an elk, like, we can put the time in and we can figure it out. Like, I mean, if you're a good dude, we can, like, obviously our hunting camp's pretty tight knit, but at the same time, like, there's people where I'm like, okay, like we had an opportunity. I'm not going to mention his name here, but we had a guy that offered to like be a cameraman, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, he's a good dude, and I would not open that up to many people. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I would take him up, and I would like if I got on like a good buck, I would let him shoot that buck. Yeah, because I think he's a good dude, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
and that comes with experience and time. Like,
yeah,
we've all killed a lot, and most people. I mean, there's a lot of guys that would never do that. They would not let. They'd be like, I'm not letting so and so shoot this because that's the buck I've been after. But I feel like after you do so much for so long that you just gotta get to a point where you almost take more satisfaction out of watching other people's joy and excitement.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like seeing it, especially first times, when you see someone shoot like a buck for the first time, or like putting someone on an animal, and it's like, it's almost like you shot the animal, but at the same time, like you're getting all of that excitement and feelings from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I get that in so we didn't get drawn for Montana, but I get that in Montana. And so like good buddy Matt Russell, I got to take him over there and kind of like, he's a good hunter already, he doesn't necessarily need my help, but like I got to be on those hunts and like kind of help him take a few animals, and the excitement and the whole like just the whole like feeling of everything, like not just the shot, but like the gutting and the quartering.
There's way more excitement when you got your buddies with you.
Yeah, and the packing out and then back to the truck and that night and the beers and the next day and the soreness and the whole deal. Like it's an event, It's not just it's not a moment, it's an event, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I've had that with Matt Russell multiple times there. My good buddy Ed Wood from Upriser Arms and Brent Thiel. Holy cow, dude! Brent Thiel's freaking hilarious when he shoots an animal. I mean, this guy's like a world-class surgeon, and he shakes when he shoots a deer. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it gets excited,
dude. It's awesome, and it gets me jacked up, So I think I definitely see the point of like when you talk about taking someone out and not even pulling the trigger, but still getting that feeling. It's pretty awesome.
It is awesome. It's until you do it and you get to experience that, especially with your kids. Too.
Oh, dude, when you took your boy out, by the way, that was a smasher spike, by the way.
Record book spike.
Dude, that was like a 4-year-old. I'm not kidding you. That was a 4-year-old spike.
That spike had the biggest set of nuts on it I'd ever seen.
The spikes were like, dude.
Yeah. Bigger than your thumb.
Dude, way bigger than your thumb. They were
he
huge.
had terrible genetics.
Dude, it was like a 4-year-old spike.
Some whitetails out there in Eastern Washington. They're
What did he say? You told me something that he was saying, and he was saying like the funniest shit.
Oh, dude, he was like, Dad, you got the biggest buck ever. That thing's huge. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a spike, son. But, yeah, but he was so jacked. You know?
Right.
Just in the moment, and like he was like running like towards the deer when we found it, and like falling and tripping in like deadfall and stuff.
the shit and getting right back up.
Oh
like
yeah,
it didn't
jumping
even
back
affect him.
up, and he's like later on he's like got scratches on his arms and
yeah,
stuff.
you don't feel it.
Yeah, and he's like grabbing onto it, and I'm like, hold on, let's make sure it's dead, like don't come jumping on it.
Dude.
But it was to see that excitement as like. Because you remember, and it kind of almost brings back those feelings out of you from your first time or like
100%.
when you were younger or whatever.
Yeah.
And it like reignites that almost. It just like brings it up to the surface. And it's pretty cool. There's not too many other things that you can think
didn't quite have the experience that you had on the first deer hunt, though, Jim.
No, not exactly. His dad was probably a little bit more in tune with the hunt.
Didn't get the opportunity to joust a deer running down the trail with his gun.
No, maybe when he
he will. You never know.
Maybe when it's his turn to shoot, maybe there'll be some wild stories. I'm sure there will.
Dude, that kid's gonna have some wild stories.
Yeah,
he's gonna blow our doors off.
He's already gung ho on everything. He was asking me today. He's like grabbing his BB gun and he's like, Dad, there's a rabbit outside. Can I shoot that rabbit? I'm like, I don't think rabbit season's open anymore, son. He's like, yeah, no. He's just like destroyed, right? But dude, it's gonna be fun.
It's good to see.
Yeah, it is.
Bring
like
in the next generation.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Teach them, raise them right.
Yep.
Tell them how to do it.
Before I forget, we have, if you're watching on the YouTubes, which Doug will put on there, the things and the stuff. Those of you
show and tell,
yeah. Those of you who know me know I'm a Taurus guy, and I know that a lot of people give me shit about that. My original Taurus was a Raging Bull 454, 8 3/8. Sorry, there's a bug in my drink.
I think this is my fault. This is partially my fault.
It was 100% Doug's fault. So I got that. My dad. Did I buy that? My dad bought that.
The 454.
Yeah, I must have just turned 21.
Okay.
Right. So I've had that 24 years. Right. Long time. I've killed a bunch of stuff with that pistol. It's been an incredible gun. There's a fella on the internet. He's a little bit younger, probably more handsome version of me, Adam Grenda, which we all know. And he's a Taurus guy himself. He's a tough guy though, right? He's Alaskan and he flies a cool plane and he shoots wolves and so his Taurus 454. I think his wife used it on a grizzly bear on a charge and saved her life and a bunch of stuff. So, anyways, I've used it a bunch. I absolutely love it. I've hunted Alaska with my Taurus and it's performed flawlessly. It shoots lights out. It's been a fantastic gun. I have some friends who have other name brand 454 Tauruses who talk a bunch of shit. Matt Russell. And
this is our weekly Matt Russell.
Matt Russell.
Shout
Matt
out.
Russell.
Matt Russell.
So Doug asked me for a revolver. Year and a half ago at least.
Yep.
Maybe longer.
I think it's more than that.
Probably longer
2
than
years
that.
ago.
So he goes, "Hey, I'm looking for a 460. Can you get me one?" I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So I get on the internet, and so like me being in FFL, we buy through like different wholesalers, right? Like Bill Hicks or RSR or all these different companies, right? And Lipsy's and Davidson's, and so I reach out to all these different companies. No one has a 460. Nobody.
Yeah, at that time.
At that time,
like you literally couldn't get one.
You could not get one, right? It didn't matter what manufacturer. So there was like the main ones were Taurus and Smith & Wesson, right?
Right.
So I put in back orders with everybody, right? And then the first one that came in, I think originally I'd put in an order for Taurus.
For this one.
Yeah. And I call Doug and I go, hey, I got a call and they have a Smith & Wesson. It's more money though. Like, what do you think? And Doug's like, oh, dude, let's do it, right?
Yeah.
So he buys this gun. Stunning revolver, by the way.
The polished stainless. Oh my god,
it's a beautiful gun.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gets this gun and he shoots it, and then he gets charged by a bear and kills this bear point blank with his 460, which is like
How
me.
More cowboy than you.
You know, like how cowboy is that shit?
Awesome. Yeah,
dude, that's
pretty
freaking rad, right?
Yeah.
So
the first season, I'm carrying it out in the field.
Literally, you get charged by a bear and kill him at point blank.
Yep.
Yeah. So some of the other ones that were on back order come in. So I bought this the shorter
one.
Yeah, the shorter,
available.
whatever, the 5-inch or something like that, 4 3/4, and so I buy that and I shoot it, and it shoots fantastic. I'm very happy with it. I already have the 8 3/8 454, but the 460 will shoot the 454 and a 45 long Colt, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, so you got 3 different. It's
pretty sexy.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same caliber bullet, but it's 3 different cartridges, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they all shoot the same size diameter bullet.
Right. So 460 is more powerful than the 454, which is more powerful than the 45 long Colt, right? So it's kind of fun. Like Doug and I were talking about, like he would never shoot his one-handed with the 460, but shooting the 45 long Colt, it's like shooting a 22.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
It's like nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Like a 45 long Colt's like cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's like a kid's gun, you know? So fast forward to today, and 8 3/8 inch Raging Hunter comes available in a 460 in the 2-tone, which is so sexy.
Yeah.
And so now I have 2 460 Smith & Wessons, and Hornady, which I'm sure you're aware of with my conversations with the internets, has sponsored us with their wonderful ammunition. We have a custom box of 460 Smith & Wesson.
It's the FTX.
And if I don't know if you can see this, but this is a 460, and right next to it, which is almost the same height but much skinnier, that's a 30-30. It's basically the same size, and it's about like half the powder.
Yeah.
Like there's it's much skinnier. Right?
I mean, when you're going to reload these bullets and you use large rifle primers, you know, for a revolver pistol cartridge, it's
so sexy.
It's a whole nother level.
That's how you know that.
This is the big one.
More cowboy than you.
So
brought to you by.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to shoot some of these, and I haven't killed anything with any of these yet, but I would like to promise you, boys and girls, that I will kill something with one of these 460 Hornady cartridges this year.
Well, and we're going to be in Grizz country.
And the 460 is the fastest bullet, basically, out of a pistol, revolver, all of them.
Oh, it's a hammer, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're pushing almost 2,000 feet per second out of a handgun.
Even more than like a 50 cal? Like a Desert Eagle?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a high velocity round.
Rips,
Is
dude,
it faster than a 30-30?
It might be.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I'd have to go look at the boxes. I don't know.
I mean, it's not like 30-30's
I mean, these Hornady rounds, they claim to say that these are pushing almost 2,200 feet per second.
I've never reloaded a 30-30. I'm gonna be completely honest.
We could make some killer 30-30 rounds.
We could. I could load some up. Super performance. You. But yeah, no, excited. I've reloaded my 454 a bunch. I've shot a bunch of stuff with my 454. It's a more powerful cartridge, but I like the fact that I can shoot my 454 through this 460.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Yeah. I can't shoot a 460 through my 454. So
yeah,
it just gives. I'm a man of options.
Yeah,
I like lots of options, so I think that's pretty cool. And I thought that was pretty cool that Hornady sent us a bunch of sweet 460 custom ammo to rip rounds, and we're gonna go blast some stuff with them. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I go Maybe I go deer hunting and bear hunting or elk hunting. I don't know. I think I could kill just about anything with that.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
sure.
And, you know, honestly, if I could get a gun into Argentina, which is not the case, dude, I would take one of those handguns and I would blast a buffalo right in the face.
Right in the face.
In the face, dude.
Just drop it stone
Dude.
cold right there.
Dude, it'd be so rad.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be pretty
That would
dope.
be freaking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, on my Texas hunt, I have to bring a gun with a can. So I won't be bringing that, but I will be bringing our custom rifles from this last year in the 300 PRC,
Nice.
and I'm gonna blast the axis deer with those with that nozzle can. So
That's going to be awesome.
yeah, it'd be good.
And
Be,
then,
sh- be shooting something close with a 1,000-yard gun.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna shoot a deer at 110 yards. with-
Yeah, chip shot.
it's
yeah.
going to be sweet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna-
300 PRC.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's gonna be good.
One last thing before we wrap this podcast up. Doug,
What you got, Jim?
tell us what Chris is wearing. And Chris,
Ooh.
do a
Ooh.
fashion show for us.
Chris has got barely a podcast shirt that I have been working on. These are some prototypes that I've been trying to get knuckled down.
Barely a podcast, and it has the Barely a Podcast logo,
Yep.
and it says Tally Ho.
Yes.
I just did this in the camera.
We're just trying to narrow down which shirt we want to put the deals on.
So we're very, very close to be putting out a couple of different new options for T-shirts.
Yes.
It's a lot of work, guys. It's
Yeah.
to have like a online store and T-shirts and,
Yeah.
and different, because you got to like. So Doug has a what'd you call it?
A newly updated Stump Bear shirt
But
that
the
we're going
but
to be
the
coming out.
but the style of shirt.
But it's a
even.
different kind of shirt. Yes, it's
Yes.
a more man fit type of shirt. Big guy,
Yeah, it's
big guy kind of shirt.
It's like this is like kind of like a stretchy multi-blend shirt. That's more of like a cotton
Yeah,
shirt,
more of a full
and
cotton.
then it's a different fit. And
Yeah.
there's
We're
so
trying to
much,
offer something for everybody.
there's
trying
so
to
much
find the right fit.
There's
Yes.
so much shit that goes into this, though.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the amount of time we spent an hour before this podcast talking about T-shirts and type of T-shirts and fits
And
and
this and
cottons
And
versus
blends.
and blends and all this
Yeah.
shit, guys. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
So,
lot that goes into tail.
I hope some of you buy a T-shirt or something of that nature.
Yeah.
To go to the
And
store.
we don't want to just put something together and just put it out there for people to buy. Like, we want to actually get our
Yeah.
hands on it before we put it out to the public.
Yeah, and we do. We're prototyping the prototypes.
We're prototyping the prototypes.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoy it when it comes out, and we're sorry that it takes so long, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Help get the word out for Barely a Podcast. You know,
Yeah,
we're just a small little podcast over here.
we're just a couple three guys from the middle of nowhere, trying to do the best we can. You know?
Every once in a while, we have someone important on the show.
And we'll have some Coors lattes and some good bourbon.
Yeah.
you know,
Most people don't turn us down on a
We
podcast.
just like to enjoy ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
you live once, guys. You live one time. Enjoy
Every
it.
once in a while, we'll talk about something that's educational for people
Yeah.
to kind of take in. And
I feel like everything is educational that we talk about, Doug.
You know what?
it is what it is, you know?
Raise good kids. Shoot the little buck. You know, be nice to your parents.
Take the hunting trip.
Take the hunting trip. Go on the hunt.
The bears are where you find them.
And the bears are where you find them.
There you go. You guys just got a lifetime of wisdom.
Yep. Well, with that note, guys, we'd like to thank everybody for watching the show and following along. And until next time, stay humble and hunt hard.
Hey, hey.